It's finally October, so now I want to start talking about Resident Evil, especially with the announcement of Resident Evil 4 Remake coming up in this month. So I kind of wanted to start from the beginning of the remake series and do Resident Evil 2 and see if we would survive the RPD and all the monsters that lurk within. But instead of just talking about them, I wanted to sort of demonstrate the firepower and the body types of these monsters. And this is all going to be from Leon's perspective, so I'm going to be using his weapons as the examples. So for the first one I have is the knife, of course. Now this one isn't as brittle or as easily destroyed as the one in game. This is just a regular SOG knife. The one he uses in game is more like a Vietnam era bayonet. I didn't have one of those, so I'm using this. I don't think the blade material matters too much because it's a knife. Next one will be the Bursa chambered in 380. Now for everyone saying, well wait a minute, the Matilda is chambered in 9mm. Well, let me go ahead and explain something to you. The handgun Leon uses in Resident Evil 2 is called the Matilda, and its real-world counterpart is the VP-70. This is common knowledge, everyone knows it at this point. But what they might not know is that there is an interesting detail about the VP-70's production that makes it have a lower muzzle velocity. In firearms that have a single projectile, there's this thing called rifling on the inside of the barrel. When the primer is struck and the powder starts to burn, it starts escaping around the bullet and traveling through these curves inside the barrel, giving it that twist, and this helps stabilize the bullet as it's flying through the air. And you can see they even modeled this in game. The Matilda is chambered in 9x19 parabolum. You can see here on the left that this is 9x19, and on the right is the 380 cartridge, also known as 9x17. They are the same diameter, just the casing is a little bit smaller in the 380. The VP-70 is unique because it has deep rifling compared to most other firearms, and this is intentional in the manufacturing because of the way the gun works. And the rifling was cut so deep that the gases acting on the slide weren't as snappy and thus wouldn't damage the firearm. It was a direct blowback system, so it was really operating on just the gases pushing that slide back. But because the rifling is so deep to help reduce that recoil, it also makes the muzzle velocity much lower. All that powder burning is escaping out of the front as well as pushing backwards, so the bullet isn't getting as much force pushing it forward. And InRange TV actually did a demonstration of this in his video. And essentially, because of this unique feature that the VP-70 has, the 9mm cartridge is essentially turned into a 9x17, in other words, 380. So yeah, I don't think it would be doing justice to the real world if I didn't use something with a similar velocity as the VP-70. And so for that reason, I'm not doing a 9x19. I could very well do that. I have the ammo, I have the guns for it, but I think using a 380 pistol would be a better representation of the VP-70. And lastly, I have the Mossberg Maverick 88. This is a 12 gauge. Its barrel is not as short in the game for legal reasons. It does have a pistol grip. This one's just a different one. It's comfier on the wrist. It doesn't hurt as much as that vertical pistol grip that goes on the end of this. But I don't think that will matter too much in the end, as long as it's pretty much the same length overall, which I think it is close enough. And these are all going to be done from a relatively close distance, since in game you're in really close quarters with a lot of the enemies, so hopefully I can sort of replicate some of that stuff. And I won't be doing every single enemy in the game. I'm only going to be doing the zombie, the Cerberus, the zombie dogs, the Lickers, and Mr. X. For obvious reasons, I don't think I'm able to replicate whatever the G monstrosities are. I'm sure I could figure out something, just get like a big hunk of meat and bone or something, but I think I'll save that for another video. Maybe I'll revisit this as Claire's perspective, because she has some different guns that I want to try. So for the zombies, I just have this regular old watermelon. It's seedless, if that matters. And I'll be going at it with the knife first, and then I'll go to the pistol and then the shotgun next. So let's see how it does. Alright, in the game, Leon does a swiping motion. I'm going to try to be doing a swiping, and then I'll go in with a stab motion. Oh yeah, and that went straight through the melon. Now I'm going to do a quick stabbing motion with it. That one went pretty deep, but yeah, it was a quick little jab. Alright, I moved the camera back, so I'm going to be going at it with the pistol now. And if there's anything left from that, I'm not too sure how much damage it'll deal to the watermelon right now. But whatever's left from that, if there's a good amount, I'll go at it with the shotgun. Alright, so I took out a little chunk of the bottom, and this is just full metal jacket ammunition. This did a considerable amount of damage. Look at that. That's some zombie brain right there. So I think just from that little tidbit, we can say that this stuff would be pretty effective against zombie skulls. They're already rotting and decaying. So let's go at it with the shotgun now. This is just going to be with some buckshot. There's a Helio Hoo Hopper fucking up my takes. So, sorry. Alright, I was barely grazing the top there with that shot. I was aiming a little high, I didn't want to ruin the table, but I'm going to have to go a little bit lower, it looks like. Oh yeah. Oh, that was much better. Oh, it got on me. Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's so gross. Oh god, look at that. I got some zombie brain on me. Oh, that's juicy. Alright, next thing I have is for the zombie dogs, the Cerberus. I'm going to be using this strip of leather that I had left over from some old projects I did. And this stuff is kind of thick, so I'm hoping it's going to be a good representation of the skin part. We already know what the flesh does when it's hit with a bullet and a shotgun. I don't know why I went to the pistol for shotgun. But this is just going to see how tough the skin of an animal would be against these two. So I'm going to set it up on the yellow guy over there. And I'm not going to go at it with a knife just because there hasn't really been a whole lot of times when I use the knife against the Cerberus. So I'm just going to use the guns on them if that's fine. Right, let's take a look. Alright, so it went in right there and it punched straight through. So just what I would imagine the 380 would do to it. I don't know what I was hoping it would do, but I see the results. Alright, let's go at it with the buckshot. Alright, I'm kind of scared I'll miss because I was aiming high again, but... Oh man, that poor little doggy. Oh, he got tore up pretty good. Well, at least we know for sure buckshot doesn't care about skin, or leather in this case. Next thing I have is this pork femur, and this is going to represent the liquors because I could just get more watermelon or meat to represent the liquors because they're brain and flesh, but on the back towards their shoulder area there's a lot of exposed bone, and I was curious to see what the ammo would do to that. Alright, first up I'm going to take a swipe at it with the knife. I don't think it's going to stay on there, but I'm going to do it real quick, so hopefully I can see it at least do something on there. Oh wow, so where it hit, it actually did considerable cutting into the bone. I mean, it's not a whole lot, but if this was more rigid, it would definitely go deeper. So that's interesting. And now my knife's gonna smell like pork bone and watermelon. I cannot imagine those two smelling good together. Alright, move the camera back. Using the pistol now, so let's see what it does. Okay, wow, so where it hit right here, it pretty much went straight through in the back. That did a lot more than I thought it would do. Alright, next up we're going to be doing the buckshot, so I'm hoping it'll explode like the watermelon did. Oh, and by the way, yes, this is just a dog chewing bone. Holy shit. Oh, that's an interesting smell. Oh, there's some bone there. I think I saw some more bone. Oh yeah, there's some bone right there. I don't know where the rest of it went, but it exploded. That was cool. So to represent Mr. X, I have another watermelon out here, but I'm going to be putting some more protection on him, i.e. this leather. The first layer is going to be his protective coat, or his coat, whatever. And the second layer is going to be his skin, because in game it kind of looks like this thick, rougher, like leathery material. And to top it off, Mr. X has something the zombies do not. Atheism. Now that looks like he's about to tell me in a very condescending way how God does not exist. Alright, so again, I'm starting with the knife. I say, as just before, I was saying how I don't really stab the dogs with the knife, but here I am about to cut up Mr. X, so it is what it is. Go. Uh-oh. Mr. X, you're naked! The first one really didn't do a whole lot. You can see a little cut there, but didn't go through. It's actually kind of surface level, which, you know, I wouldn't really count on stabbing through Mr. X anyway, so I mean, that's what the guns are for. Right, going at it with the pistol now. I said I would try to not damage the fedora, but I don't think there's going to be any promises with the buckshot. I went low, I'm going to go again. Mr. X, you don't look so good. Oh, Mr. X, you lost your cranium. What? You're tougher than that. Oh, I know you're tougher than that. Alright, here we go with the buckshot. If the 380 went straight through both the leather strips and the watermelon, I know buckshot will not give a shit about any of that. Oh no! I missed completely and just got the fedora. Oh, take that, atheist. Alright, second attempt. I'm gonna try to aim a little bit lower. Mr. X! Oh man. Oh. Oh, the hogs out here will have something to eat then. Oh man. Oh shit. That's cool. That's hot. That's hot. This one turned green. The T-virus was already infecting it. Oh yeah. Let's go see how the fedora's doing. I saw it fly all the way over here. Oh, Mr. X! What have they done to you? Ugh. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's bits of watermelon in there. Get out. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh man.